Are you ready to unlock the secret of living a life of strength, balance, and longevity? I'm Anita and I have helped hundreds of men and women transform their lives by placing their health and wellness as a priority. I am a certified personal trainer, founder of Thrive 55, and your host of the Made to Thrive podcast, where health experts from around the globe join us as we dive deep into topics that help us age gracefully and stronger than ever. This is where we take back our lives, friends. This is where we learn to embrace and celebrate this new normal we call middle age. I call this our second act. We have so much living to do, so let's not waste any more time. We weren't made to just survive these years of our lives. We were made to thrive. Hello and welcome to the Made to Thrive podcast. I am your host, Anita Terlizzi, and I am so happy that you have chosen to join me today. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you had a lovely holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's. I had a very rough holiday. I got very sick for the entire month of December. It was terrible. And that was just on the heels of losing my mother right after Thanksgiving. So it was rough, but I had a lot of time to grieve and reflect. And now I'm just excited and so grateful that I'm healthy. You know, you don't appreciate your health until you've been sick and well. So I'm excited to start visualizing what my new year's going to look like. And so I thought that would be the best way to start this new year out on the Made to Thrive podcast. And I know that not everyone loves the whole New Year's resolution idea. You may think, oh, I hate doing that. It sets me up for failure. And we just have to kind of shift the way we think about that, right? This isn't to set us up to fail and then feel bad about ourselves. This is about taking time to sit down and really reflect on your year and what you'd like this new year to look like. So that's what we're going to do. There's 5 steps here that I kind of took notes on what I like to do when I start my new year. So, number 1, reflecting on your past. So, before looking ahead to the future, it's important to take a moment to evaluate your experiences over this past year. Reflection is a crucial step in identifying what worked well, what didn't, and then where's there room for improvement. So, by assessing key areas in your life like health, your career, your relationships, whether that's with your kids or your spouse, your friends, and then personal growth, you can then pinpoint specific aspects in your life that you would like to pay more attention to this year. Okay. So make sure you take that time to reflect. Number 2, define your vision and priorities. So once you've reflected on the past, it's time to shift your focus to the future. So start by visualizing what success looks like for you at the end of 2025. Ask yourself questions like, what milestones do I want to achieve in my career? How do I want to feel in my personal life? That could be physically, emotionally, spiritually. You really want to visualize these things. What kind of people do I see myself hanging out with? And am I that person to others? And what habits or routines will support my vision of this success? So, those are good questions to jot down and really think about. So you can start visualizing what this new year is going to look like for you, right? So based on this vision, identify your top priorities. So for instance, like if it's your health is your key focus, then you might want to set specific goals like exercising regularly, adopting a balanced diet, managing stress more effectively. So, by prioritizing your goals, you can be certain that your energy and efforts are directed towards what matters most. So, this will prevent you from spreading yourself too thin or getting sidetracked by less important tasks, right? Here's a pro tip for you: tell someone. Tell someone you're doing this. Having accountability is key to staying with your goals. Funny story. It was years ago. I was not a big runner, hated cardio. I like it now. But back when I had young kids, did not enjoy it. And I had gained about 20 pounds, just couldn't after my second child, and I could not lose the weight. And so I told my husband, can you get me a treadmill? Because there's no way I can get to the gym anymore. And I have got to figure out a way to lose this weight. So I'm on this treadmill. It's snowing. I lived in Rhode Island at the time. And I was miserable. And I could not get myself motivated to get on this treadmill. So I decided to give myself this big goal. And I picked a marathon. I'm going to run a marathon. So I tell my husband this. So there's my one person I told. And he kind of chuckled, to be honest. He knows I hate cardio. Like, what am I thinking? Like, I had to go that big, right, on my goals. So the next time I was with my family, I have a big family, lots of siblings, love to tease each other. And my husband said, "Hey, did you hear Anita wants to run a marathon?" And then everyone kind of laughed and teased. I thought, I'll be darned if I'm not going to run that marathon now. Now, that's a little different from accountability. That's probably a little bit of pride, but it was out there, right? Like it was out there in the universe. Someone heard my goal, and I knew they were going to hold me accountable and ask questions how that's going. So it really did push me to train, and I ran my first marathon. Let's just say one and done. I will never do that again. But it was a very cool goal to achieve. And I started enjoying running and cardio. So it did have some great benefits to it. So, all right. Number three, turn your dreams into actionable goals. All right. This involves some brainstorming. So write down everything you want to achieve. Did you know that studies show that you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down? Okay. So no matter how big or ambitious it may seem, um, put those long-term dreams on paper. Okay. Maybe it's um, owning your own business. So you can, that seems big, right? That seems like, okay, that's so huge. Own your own business. What the heck does that look like? So now you're going to break it down into smaller, manageable steps that you can achieve. Like, I need to research my target audience. I am going to draft a business plan. I'm going to secure the funding. And then celebrate every small task accomplished. So these small wins keep you going. All right. So make sure you're writing down all your dreams, big and small. Okay. Number four, structure your goals. Okay. You've heard me talk about this, especially when I teach the Daniel plan. So you make your goals more achievable when you use the SMART framework, SMART. It's an acronym. So S is for specific. Clearly define what you want to accomplish. M is measurable. Make sure you can track your progress and measure your success. A is achievable. Make sure it's realistic and achievable. Relevant. Make sure that your goal aligns with your vision. I'll explain this in a moment. And time bound. Set a clear deadline to create a sense of urgency and motivation for yourself. Okay. So, for example, instead of setting like a vague goal, I want to get fit, right? That's very vague. You could reframe it and say, I will lose 10 pounds by June 2025. I'm going to exercise 3 times a week and maintain a balanced diet. Okay, so that is a SMART framework, right? It had a specific target, it was measurable, it was a realistic time frame, it's relevant to your health priority, and there's a clear deadline. Okay, also keep in mind that consistency beats motivation. I think I probably need to say that again. Consistency beats motivation. Motivation can come and go, right? It's you're not always going to be motivated to do what you've set out to do. But consistency creates habits. And the habits are what's going to get you over the finish line. Okay. So if you need to write that down, consistency beats motivation. You don't always have the motivation to do things, but you will create habits and they will just be part of your life. So keep that in mind. All right. Number 5. So we're talking about setting personal goals, right? And those are great. But we also want to get fulfillment in our life. We want to have joy in our life. I don't want to be checking boxes and just reaching these goals for myself. And so studies show that when you are more others focused instead of self focused, and I don't mean to call anyone selfish out there because you have a goal of losing 10 pounds or you want to get promoted by the end of the summer, those are great goals. But when you are others focused, then you will find more fulfillment and joy in your life. So, what does that look like? For example, I personally want to be able to help 100 people change the way they feel about themselves by changing their mindsets, um, working on their muscle growth, their diet, and bringing them to their healthiest state. Okay. Now, again, this will only be measurable by each individual. So, where are they in their fitness journey? What are their roadblocks? What is their current diet looking like? And then I can measure their success and help them set realistic and achievable goals in a set time frame. So for me, um, being able to help 100 people by the end of the year, and I have the capability of measuring each individual person, I know will bring me so much joy and excitement, and that's why I love what I do anyway. So that's what I mean by kind of others focus. So maybe you should think about that when you're writing down all these ideas for 2025. So are we going to have bad days, you guys? Yes. Are we going to have life hit us with unexpected roadblocks? Probably. But do we throw in the towel and say, screw it, I failed again? I knew this was going to happen. I tried this last year. Heck no. We get up, we dust ourselves off, and we call our accountability buddy for a pep talk, maybe, but we start again and we work toward the best version of ourselves. You guys, please give yourself time and grace. Speak kind words over yourself. For me, I pray, right? I said, okay, Lord, I clearly need you in every area of my life. Will you give me the energy, the time, the determination to accomplish what I set out to do this year? And I'll give you all the glory. And I'm telling you, He will never fail, at least in my experience. So give that a try too. So I'm excited about this year, you guys. I'm excited to see you in the app, the Thrive 55 app. I'm excited to read your emails and your comments. And you guys encourage me so much too. So just thank you for your support and your love. And I'll be with you every step of the way, as always. So let's make it a great year, you guys. Keep fighting for it.
Thank you for listening to the Made to Thrive podcast, a Thrive 55 Plus production. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving a review as it really helps support us. If you want to learn more about how you can transform your life and age powerfully with us, please visit mythrive55.com.